Hello everybody. Today we are demonstrated VB.NET with ADIO.NET application. We are going for file new project. Project means VB.NET. We select Visual Basic as a language and Windows application. This is a location. We want to change our location. That location should be on F drive. Into F drive there is VB.NET connectivity. This is the folder and our application name is DB connectivity. I press OK. My new project, my new solution explorer will load. In my solution explorer, by default form will come as name form 1. This is the form where we can develop our database connectivity. First of all, I would like to change the form title. So I select the form, I press F4 and text property I change. I type connectivity by Wizard. So students, first we want to learn how Wizard can interact with desktop application called VB.NET. For this one, I had already prepared one database in my E drive. In E drive, database example and college.mdb is there. I open this and I go to the student detail table. I have some previous record of 1, 2 and 3. There is a field of RNO, course, student name, student age and percentage. So these are the simple fields. Let's take a look of that field's data type, because data types are important for the interaction of data. Roll number, it's a primary key and data type is number. Course is a text and data type is text. Student name is a text and data type is text. Student age is number. Student percentage is number. So in this database we have 3 numerical value and 2 text value. Let me close and again let me check. We have by default 3 records of the students table. We close this and we minimize this. Let me start how to make a connectivity by Wizard. First of all, if we want to connect the database connectivity, we should move to the toolbar. Into the toolbar there are various type of tools available for us. We click on the data tool and we pick up data grid and drag and drop on my form. Fine. When I got the data grid is available. Now let me check the property. By F4 or right click we can move to the property. Into the property window we should have one property, that name is dock property. This is the property that define the layout position of your tool. If we select top, then it will be on top. If we select on left, it is on left. But generally for the demand and general scenario we put it down at the bottom level. Fine students, we should know that one how we can configure the data grid. This is my form and in my form this is data grid. In data grid this is called smart tool. When I click on the smart tool I got one thing, choose data source. In data source we know very well this database example is my data source. So let me take it. When I click on this combo box I will got that one. There is no data source or no databases connected recently. We go to add project data source. When I click on it I will get a wizard started. Look at the round data source configuration by wizard. This is the database connectivity. This is the web service application connectivity. We will take a look on ASP.NET. If we want to select the ODBC database connectivity, we will take an object. So presently we take database. We move to the next. When I click on next, it is new connection. Let me take a look about new connection. When I click on new connection, there is an add connection button or dialog box. By change button, this change button, I can change my database configuration and database type also. This is Microsoft Access, then after ODBC, then after SQL Server, then after SQL Server database file. Finally, you can get SQL Server with mobile edition, and Oracle database can also connect with by Wizard property. Here that Oracle connectivities versions are also mentioned. Oracle 7, Oracle 3, Oracle 8i and 9i can work with this .NET Framework data provider. So presently we need MS Access. So we move to MS Access, and when I click on OK, that OLEDB database is finalized. Now it's a time for browse and location of the database. Let me take a look about that E drive. We know very well in E drive database example into college.mdb. So here we can set the type of database, and here with the browse button we can set the location of database. By this test connection button we will perform my test connection is succeed or not. Look, it's a message box comes. Test connection succeed means the database connected with our form. Click OK. Click OK and check the connection string is declared. Provider is a property where Microsoft.jet.oledb 4.0. This is a type of database where we declare this is MS Access. Now the data source is another property by which that define where is the database. The database location is E drive, into E drive database EX folder, into that one college.mdb. Let me take and move ahead by next button. Very good. This is the thing that we can get a warning message box because our project is available on the F drive. Look at guys, this is the F drive. In VB.NET connectivity my project is here, and if I look at to the database, this is E drive, into E drive database example is there. So let me take this should be no. If you press yes, this database copy is available on your solution explorer, and if you get a 2 copy of your database, it may be confused where your data should be interact. So if your database is spatially on the another location, you should press no for this. This is the final adaptation. We are going to the data adapter part. Into the data adapter we have the collection of tables, but presently in this database we have only one table named student detail. If we want to know that one how many fields of the student detail table, we are having all that fields, that is RN, course, student name, student age and student percentage. We want all the fields, so now we select all. Once you select all checkbox of the student detail, automatically all field will select and it will come to you. When I click on the finish, look at to my data grid. Data grid will configure automatic and it will find all the fields by wizard process, and there is no doubt about it how it will work. So let's take and enjoy how the wizard is connected. After completing and configuration of this wizard, we have three things. Binding source. Binding source is work like a connection. Data adapter, it is famous as table adapter. And finally the data set. The data set always select a database named college. Binding source always select student detail as a table, and the table adapter always select the table adapter. Now let me try to run. I go to my project. I'm selecting form 1. I just press play button or start debugging. build succeed. So really great. The proper records we inserted into our table, it is mentioned over here. The first Yug, then Veer, then Abhi, the courses are displayed, and how many records that you are entering over there, that all record comes here. Now it's a time to interact the database. For interaction of database, we are moving to the common controls. In common controls, we are putting down first button 1, copy, paste, button 2, then again I paste, button 3, again I press paste. This is button 4. This button are known as a navigation button. F4. Into this navigation, let me take a symbol of it into the text 2 times. Then previous, then next, then the last. Let me take a change of this whole size of this button by using a control command. I select one button, then by command of control key I select all the command buttons and I change the size of all buttons. Look, it shrinks. Now I can move it one by one, the place that I want to just put it down. This is the first button. Let me take a look of the coding of the first button. My table name is student.detail, STUD. Binding source comes automatic by metadata. Dot move first. This is a ready-made method for first, then previous. Again, I use the same strategy. Student binding source dot move previous. Very nice. The same way you will go for move next. Student binding source dot move next. And finally binding source dot move last. Let me check it. Is it working or not? I press next. It is working. Record is moving. This is last. This is first. So guys, the navigation is done. Now let me take a look about how to perform the interaction, means insert, update and delete. Select it, put it down, copy, paste, paste. This is your third field, name, student name. Then this one is fourth one, name is fourth, that is student age. And finally the last one that we know very well, that is percentage. Let me change the property of text of each one. Roll number, then we can share that one, name of student, then sorry, it's not name of the students but course. I must say that one. Now name of student, then age and finally the percentage. Fine. Here we put it down all the things. Now I require the button, the three buttons we require generally for add, update and delete. This is add button. I'm making copy of it. I am pasting this. Again, I am pasting this and I'm using %, add hotkey will create by %sign. Then save and finally the delete one. Delete. So here we done almost thing for the performing how to interact the things. Let me take it all that things at minor lower side. So whenever we will perform the query one that we need a space for this. That's why we are moving from top to bottom. It's a time for coding of add button. Add button generally required the last record. To moving the last record you required the binding source. In a binding source we have a property called add new. With the use of add new property you will come to the last record and you will get a blank record in the last one. Again I repeat for the save. When I click on the save button, the thing is performing is how to save the record. Same thing I uses the strategy that is student binding source dot and edit. And edit means you will come to the end edit part and it will work like a commit option of an Oracle. It will permanently save your record whatever you will update. The thing is student table, student detail table is there, but now I will take an adapter. Into adapter I'm trying to search save method or save function, but save function I'm not able to get the save method, so I'm just checking the another that is update. Yes, I found the update. When I press the tab and I start the bracket, it is a method, so it is hinting me, it gives the hint to us what should you write over here. You should write the data set name. It is already option is given here. The data set name is college data set. Then when you press the dot you will get the metadata and you will write down just simple table name, that is student detail. Yes, you got it. Once you got it, your thing's done. Then finally we are moving to that delete button, guys. Delete button is so simple like add and save only. This is the third or fourth line we are just typing for this, and again I'm using the binding source. When I press the binding source, remove current. When I press remove, I get plenty of remove method. Remove specific item, specific record. Remove at, it is removing the record as per the index value, and remove current is the best one because the current record, if you want to remove it, just press tab and press enter. But after removing you have to update your transaction, so I'm making a copy of my save, copy, and I'm pasting after the delete process perform. So guys, add one line, save two lines, and update three lines. Whenever I run this program, it will having some problem that is called data binding. This layout is clearly mentioned, but the thing is that when my this text box 1 is not behaving like a roll number field. My this text box 2 is not representing the course. My this text box 3 is not representing the student name. This text box 4 same, it is not presenting student age. And finally, this is the fifth and last tool that representing student percentage. If we want to solve this problem, this is called data binding. In the wizard process, data binding is depend on a very simple property. Let's take a look at the property. This is text box 1. In a text box 1, we are moving to data binding property. In data binding property, we just go to the text option. Into the text option, you are getting student binding source and connect that field that is called roll number. Let's take a look at the minor changes we can easily observe. In textbox 1's text property, you will find a database symbol or icon over here. It means this text box will represent as a data binding of roll number. Let me take a look of text box 2 and we are directly move to the text property, but you will not able to find that text property doesn't has any icon of the database symbol. If you get it that particular symbol, same thing you will repeat over here, that is data binding. Into the data binding, text property is there. You will go to the student data binding source and select the course. In between, let me check and show what is the present theme. Wow, my text box 1 is filling by BCA. Sorry, one is filling by the roll number, second one is filling by the BCA, and whenever I click it, look, my second record is having the roll number and the text box too. Let should we bind to rest of all the three text boxes with the same procedure. Student name, the same way, the age of the student, and finally, last but not least, it is student percentage by SPER. Let me check it out. Great. Now we have a record. Now we have a connectivity. We just maximize the size and I'm just moving to my coding, that is add. I'm moving to the last of the record. I'm entering the fifth record, that is Jeet. Sorry, it is not Jeet, but the course name should be MC. The student name is Jeet. Student age is 35 and 78.66 is a percentage. When I click on the save, wow, you will get that particular records. Not only this, but if you want to move to the previous one, look, next, last, previous, this navigation is also working. Same thing. Let me take a look about this 4, that is Krishna, not Krishna, again I repeat, that is a mistake, that is BE is a course. The student name is Krishna. Into this Krishna, I'm entering her age of 21 or his age was 21, entering the percentage of 98.54, and when I click on the save button, that particular record is saved. I close it, I execute again, and when I execute again, I will find it out that 2 records that I'm recently added, that is Jeet and Krishna. Let me check it out, this particular performance is made it at my database level or not. I go to the college database and I go to the student detail. It is the perfect right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records I'm having. Previously it was only 1, 2 and 3 records. Now I have 4 number records and 5 number records along with my database. So friends, it's a very simple way. Let me take a demonstration about some deleting process also. I want to delete a record of Jeet. I move there and I press simple delete. When I simply delete it, you can quickly look at this. I have 1, 2, 3 and 4, but I not finding out that 5th number record. Again I move to my data example of database in college.mdb. I'm opening that particular table, and whenever I open it, 1, 2, 3, 4 is available, but 5th record of the Jeet is removed from not only the front end called VB.NET form, but it perform on my back end also. So it's a very simple way to perform add, update, delete into the wizard process. Let's take one example about searching also. If we are ready to interact, add, update and delete and all, so we are moving to our particular file to group box also. This is the group box. As you people know that one, group box is used to perform some group of tasks. I prepare this group box for the query zone. F4. I move to the text property of group box and I type the title of purpose of this group box, that is QUERY query ZONE query zone. Fine, it's really good and looking great. Click on this into the toolbox. Now I don't require that all tools because I needed the label, text box and the command button only. So take it label, put it into the label of or a group box. Fine. Same thing, pick up the text box and drag and drop into the group box. Same thing I would like to perform with the button. Pick up, drag and drop into the group box. Fine. In the label 6, let me change the title. Course. Course. Then search. Search. Fine. Let me start. What should we need it? What should be layout that we require? This is text box 6. Let verify. Yes, of course. I click on the smart tool, but I found only one property, that is multi-line. So I click on it. I go to the particular thing and it's time for again binding. Why should we are taking data binding in searching? Let me take it, but first of all, what you needed course. So I'm just binding the course because I'm defining course, the operator or the software user use this particular text box to enter the course. If you enter the MCA and when you click on the search button, only MCA guys will available on this particular data grid. This is the particular thing that we want to do it. That's why we bind it. Then another thing, let me check it out. When I just bind it, I will get one benefit, that is called add query. Guys, again I would like to repeat because the query is a very important part of any software development. I just select it and I remove the binding. Once I remove the binding, I go to the text box 6 and I go to the smart tag, but into the smart tag add query button is gone. By add query only, I'm just able to show the query. So again, I'm providing the data binding property into the text. Into the text, I am having the student detail data binding source and I'm using course as this. When my course is this, I can easily move to my text box. I can go to the add query. Remember very carefully and watch it on your screen very properly. Add query. The wizard again started because this whole process we are defining by the query of wizard. Insert, update, delete by wizard and configure my all records by wizard only. So query builder. When I click on the query builder, this is the particular dialog box that you are aware with MS Access environment. When we want to perform any select query, this is the particular dialog box, we already use it. Question mark and tap. This query is generated for you. If you want to check the query, execute query, and you will use BE and press enter. A BE student is only one, Krishna. Let me check it out. What's about the MCA? You will have only one record MCA, that is roll number 3, name is Veer, and that query is performing. Okay. Whenever I press the OK, I will get surprisingly two things on my layout. One thing that I'm getting, that is fill by tooltip. This particular object in my tray available by this query generated by the wizard process, and that particular wizard is working or not. Let me check it out. Guys, we are using the binding BCA, and when I click on the BCA, it is not working. But if you are entering BCA and click on the fill by, it is working. BE, it is working. And if you enter MCA and fill by, it is working. It means whatever the code it is given by that particular wizard process in by fill by, it should be copied to my search button, because my query is working, but that query is available and working on my toolbar, that is wizard tool, query wizard tool. So I'm just pressing double click by fill by button because it is a button. I double click on it, and when I double click on it, look, I will go to this particular thing. I just pick up this code. I'm making cut. I go to the form. I click on search because finally I want to perform like here. One more thing that I would like to discuss with you, that is text box. Let me check it. What is the name of this text box? This text box name is course, is a field name, tool strip text box. Now I do not require this toolbox, so I am deleting. Students, please be take care and remember this one. Whenever I remove this toolbar, query wizard toolbar, it will remove not only toolbar but this fill by tool strip will be also removed. Okay, fine. Now I will get one error in my search button. Let me take a look. What is that error name? Oh my god. Why? Because we remove that toolbar, so that text box is also removed from it. So we should change the text box name. And what is the text box name? Where you will enter the data of the text to search, that is text box 6. Yes. So when you press the search and you move to that particular part, still the underline is there because it required the proper tool name. And I click on the 6th one and I perform this query for you. Just before some times ago, that was performed by a wizard toolbar, but now it is on your hand. When I press BCA, it is working. When I press BE, it is still working very properly. Not only this, but if I work MCA, no record because it was MCA, MCA and search. Yes, one record I got it. That binding is available and all that things is performing very properly, very mannerfully. So guys, you look, it's a very easy method, and if you want to remove that data binding now, you can, because data binding we prepared just for wizard, getting my wizard benefit only. So I just go to the text property, I remove it, and when I remove it, it is easy to understand that one. Now that particular things we do not require. Again, a very small part, but it is very crucial and important for you, that is a minimum and maximum percentage part, that is text box. I just want to just small it because minimum value of a percentage will come here. Same thing I require, so I'm making copy of both of this two. Copy to the same one, I would like to paste it. Not only search, but now I want the advanced search. Paste. Changing the label by F4. Not only F4, but into F4 we are using the text property of this. So minimum percentage you should enter here. Same way, maximum percentage you will enter here. Fine. As you know that one, when I click on the smart tell, I will get only multi-line property, but if you want to start the query and add query wizard properties benefit, you should just go to the data bind property. Data binding property is available at the topmost part of this property window. I go to the text, I go to the student detail data binding source. In student detail binding source, what you would like to do within this is the student percentage that I'm activate. Once I get it, the student percentage, I will get one benefit, that is add query. Guys, these are the most beneficial part for making a query as a wizard view where you do not want to do anything. This add query will generate the wizard process. I click on this wizard. Same thing I repeat as my previous query, that is query builder. This query builder is quite simple and it is good for me to easy to use it, and I do not remember to write any query of where and all and close. So student course is equal to question mark. This is my first filter. Same thing here, I would like to perform greater than and equal to question mark and less than and equal to question mark. When I just put it down this, look at the part. This is where close course equal to question mark. Here text box 6 will come. Here text box 7 will come. And finally here I know this one and you also know that one, that is text box 8 will come. But let me check the look of it. BCA is my course. 80 and 90. Let's take a look. Oh, it's fine one. 80, 90, there is two records are there. But let me take it 80 and 88. It will come by only Abhi record will come. Now I would like to just down, that is 88 and great. As we told that one 80 to 88 we are having only one person, that is Abhi. Course is BCA, the age is 36 and the perfectly work is running. So when I click on OK, that wizard will work and it will configure that particular tool, and I will get the fourth object, that is full fill by one tool strip. But finally you people know that one, that actual work done by this fill by button 1. So I will directly now go to that fill by button 1 and I pick up it, because this is the real secret code. I just cut it out. I go to my design part. This is not search, but it is advanced search. Advanced search. I click on it. I move and press this. Now I do not require this, so I am removing. Be careful whenever I remove it, the error will come, because this particular toolbar having a number of text boxes, and that text boxes are having a different names. Course, cool strip, text box, SPER something text box. You have to just watch it out your query once. Yes, as we told that one, that the error will come, and that underlined blue line that you are showing over here. So now we no more have any text box like course tool strip. So I remove that thing and I'm mentioning text box 6 over here. So simple one. The same thing, I just move ahead and go ahead the same pattern. I'm not finding the text box name SPER cool strip dot text box, because that is removed by me. This is text box 7. Finally the same thing that we should perform within the same pattern, because we remove whole toolbar, then we do not have SPER tool strip also. I remove it and I'm putting down 6, 7 and 8. Let me go to the bottom and now check it out. Is there any error? Is there? No, there is no error. Let me take a look about it. It's advanced thing is there. There is no doubt percentage is given, but now I would like to know that one, that is BCA. The minimum percentage I want, that is 88, and I require that percentage should be a 99. Advanced search will get only one person who is having the course name is BCA and the percentage is 88 to 89 something. If I just remove it and 80 I will perform, I will get 2 students. It's a very nice query. We can of course say that one, if you want to know that when how many students are just enrolling in your college, and by this query you will not know only the course, but you want to know that one, that advanced part of it, look at the part BE, and when you use the search, you will get only one record because there is no more about it. There is no percentage filtering is still over there. And into the B, if you want to know that between 60 to 70 by advanced search, there is no record. If you do not have any record, it should comes by a message box. Let me check it out by a small if condition. If is a very good part. After this try and catch, we are putting over here if data grid view 1 dot row count is equal to 1, then MSG box no such found. A message box should be a critical, sorry, try again. It should be a title. Message box bracket should be over. Let me check. When I use B and I search, okay, fine. But I would like to search a B between 60 to 80. And I click on advanced search. No such record found. It's a very good message that we are just conveying to the students. So there is no method to say that when there is no students, but we are having a one message board at least. Okay, if you do not find any records, whenever you press that 99 and you will search try, you will not get a message box, but you will get an record. So whenever you just try to do this, it's a very funny and very good thing for us MCA, and between MCA between 60 to 70 students, let me take it, it's a 70, same thing you will get it, because for MCA students there is no students is between 60 to 70. Let me check it how many students are from MCA student is only one, and he or she got, yes, we got 98%. So the same thing, finally before we complete this thing, it is very necessary to remove that binding, because binding we use it just for starting my ad query only. So I just go there, I remove it, and now it is very nice thing that you perform add, update, delete, search, and all that things we are performing by that ME. No record found. But if you perform BE, fine. If you want to perform BE between 70 to 80, you will get one message, because there is no record, is that such no such records found, because for BE students there is no criteria for that one. But when you search, just search it. Look, this is a normal search, this is an advanced search. So guys, this is very simple way that I taught you how Wizard can work for VB.NET. Here we are not using all the component of ADO.NET architecture that .NET provide, but we can say that when we are performing add, update, delete, navigation, as well as search without any problem. Thank you very much to